Welcome back to the online classes of science. This is your Naima is back again with the continuation of reflection of light. So in last class we have learned about the reflection, that is we have learned about the what are the rays which are coming out, that is incident ray, and we have learned about the reflected ray, we have learned about the normal, we have learned about the angle of incidence, we have learned about even the angle of reflection, isn't it? So here in today's class we are going to learn about the laws of reflection. Is there any relationship between the direction of incident ray and the direction of this one reflected ray? Do you think is there any relationship? So we'll learn about the relationship, what is the relationship between both the incident ray and the uh, a reflected ray. So what we'll do, we'll just take a sheet of blank paper, we'll draw a line on it. Okay, simply I'm just showing a demo, it's not a real one, so just I'm showing you. So what we are going to do, we are just going to take a paper. On this paper we are going to draw a straight line. Okay, we are just going to draw a straight line, and on this straight line we are just going to place a mirror. Suppose assume this as a mirror, and I'm keeping a mirror like this. Okay, I'm keeping a mirror like this. At some point what I'm doing, I'm just allowing the light to pass. Okay, suppose I'm just will do one, like I'm drawing one line. Simply I'm drawing one line like this. Okay, I'm just drawing a line like this, and on this line I'm just putting the pins. Okay, simply I'm putting the pins here. One pin I'll keep here and one pin I will keep here. Okay, two pins I'm keeping. Now what I'm doing, I'm just keeping a mirror here on this line, straight line. I'm just keeping a mirror here, and you can see that the whatever light you are able to see from this mirror, you can see from where it is, where the lines are getting reflected. Okay, simply you can see that the you can see that somewhere they are visible here. Okay, when you watch from the mirror, you can see that they are somewhere visible here. Okay, somewhere they are visible here. Now what you're going to do, you're just going to join the lines like this, and you are simply keeping the mirror, and you are keeping a mirror here, and you're trying to assume you're just keeping other pins. Okay, pins, these pins are there na. With these pins you're just keeping a straight line, straight pins you are keeping. Fine, straight pins you are keeping, that is simply you are trying to just join this. So this you are just drawing like this in dots, we are assuming this to be image. Okay, and this simply you are just marking this as another, you are just joining this line, you're just joining this line, and you can now see that whatever this is nothing but your reflection. Okay, this is nothing but reflected rays. Now this line is drawn from here, that is nothing but the normal. Fine, this is nothing but your normal. So whatever image you are able to see here, with that you have just, because this image formed is behind the mirror, so simply we are trying to draw a straight line, and you can see that whatever angle you find here, the angle of incidence, this is called as angle of incidence, isn't it? From normal and from incidence ray is nothing but your angle of incidence, and from here and here this one, from the normal to the angle of this angle of normal to the reflected ray line is nothing but your angle of reflection, isn't it? So this is your angle of incidence, and this is your angle of reflection. So this is called as the, if you measure, if you just keep a protractor here and observe the whatever you, for example you get this angle as 35 degrees, this angle also, the angle of reflection also you will get 35 degrees. Okay, so now you can say that whatever angle of reflection you get, the angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. So this is the law of reflection. What does the first law of reflection says? Whatever angle you get from the angle of incidence will be equal to angle of reflection. So I hope this is understandable. So we have said, what I said is, like, if you're keeping the like plane of mirror here, and you have found the angle of reflection, and angle of incidence, whatever you are getting, suppose this is normal, and here angle of reflection is angle of incidence is 30 degrees, then the angle of reflection will also be at 30 degrees. Okay, simply if you again try with the, and if you again just keep the pins whatever I said, if you keep the same pins at 60 degrees, okay, you are keeping it at 60 degrees, then the angle of incidence will also be at 60 degrees. Okay, the angle of reflection and angle of incidence will be at 60 degrees. If you simply keep the pins at 45 degrees, okay, if you keep this at 45 degrees, angle of incidence and angle of reflection will also be at 45 degrees. Okay, so that means anywhere, place anywhere on the, place it anywhere onto the paper, or and onto the, and this one onto the so wherever you keep the point, you'll find that the angle of incidence is always equal to the angle of reflection. So what have we learned? That yes, there is a relationship between the incidence ray and the reflected ray, isn't it? So we can now say that the angle of reflection, the angle of incidence is always equal to the angle of reflection. So there is no doubt now. We can go with any degrees. You can try with this any degrees, like you can go with 30 degrees, 60 degrees, 45 degrees, 90 degrees, whatever you want. If you find like 180 degrees, 75 degrees, whatever it is, if you go with any degree, any angle, you will see that the angle of incidence is that what angle, that only will be the angle of reflection. So it states that the angle of reflection, the law of reflection states that the angle of incidence is always equal to the angle of reflection. As we were talking about the image in the mirror, how do you think the images in the mirror are formed? Okay, we see our image in our mirror many times, isn't it? How it is formed? During daytime, the light which falls on us get reflected, and the number of reflected light rays falls from us that fall on the mirror also get reflected back. These reflected rays reach our eyes and make us see our image. Thus, formation of image in mirror is due to the reflection of light from the mirror. Like if you see in the picture here, you can see that if you sit like in other side also, you can see that some, if someone is walking away from the, from, if there someone is walking out, we can even see from the windows mirror, isn't it? Suppose your door is in the mirror, suppose you are having a mirror and you are able to see a person who is walking out of your room, who is passing. Okay, how is it possible? Because of this reflected uh, light. Okay, because of the light reflection. Suppose you are having an object and that object is placed here, and when you are seeing from the mirror, you can see the image is formed behind the mirror and the object is visible in this side, isn't it? So you can see in this image how the picture, see in this picture how the image is formed. When you are keeping the object this side, you can see that the light is getting reflected. The light, when the light is falling, it is getting reflected by the mirror, and you can see the image formation this side, isn't it? So this is due to the reflection of the light. So when we stand in front of the mirror, do you think with the image there is no change in the size of the image? Yes, whatever, however we are, the mirror shows the same thing, isn't it? It shows the same size, it shows the same height, it shows the same weight, everything, isn't it? There is no change in that. But did you observe something when you stand in front of the mirror? Do you see that when you raise your right hand, it appears to be left hand in your mirror? If you raise your left hand, it appears to be right hand in the mirror. Why does this happen? Do you think that is correct? If you're reading with your right hand, it appears to be that you're reading with your left hand. If you're writing with your right hand, it appears to be you're writing with your left hand. This happens in the mirror, right? That is called as the lateral inversion. That change that you are seeing in the mirror is nothing but the lateral inversion. So when you stand in front of a mirror, when you stand in front of the mirror, you see that the right side of your will appear to be left side, isn't it? Left side in the mirror, and vice versa. isn't it? This is nothing but is called as the lateral inversion. So raise your right hand in front of the mirror, and then you see what is the change you see in the mirror. To make your image to comb hair with its right hand, what will you have to do? In a mirror, right of an object appears as left, and left of the object appears as right. So this is nothing but it is called as lateral inversion. In details, you will be learning in your higher classes. Okay, children. So with this, I end up the video. In the next class, I'll come up with the next topic, continuation of this lesson. So till then, wait for it. I hope it is very clear, and I request you all to please watch twice and thrice to understand the topic, whatever it is. And thanks for watching.